Kia ora. Welcome to Sunday the 16th of October 2022. Just been clearing the leaves off the solar panels. Had a bit of wind and rain last night, but of course it is autumn or fall and things are falling out of the skies, so it is what it is. Probably keep this one short today since I went a little excessive yesterday. So I had some rain last night and I think we're scheduled to have some more rain today. Cloudy and overcast, so we're going to see what happens power wise. It'll be interesting. All these things are experiments. We did connect the second array yesterday, so we're running two 800 watt solar arrays in parallel. The 800 watts are actually four 200 watt panels in series. So we noticed that yesterday that there was already a marked difference. Not so much in the amount of power generated. Well, no, I take that back. There was actually a marked difference in the amount of power generated, though yesterday was a cloudy day too. But it was much more consistent throughout the day. So as shading falls on different parts of the panels, just from where the sun happens to come in behind the tree line, other panels are there to basically pick that up. So net result is to be determined, but I'll ramble on about that a bit later. But the bottom line is that we're getting more consistent solar, which is good. And next is really just a little bit of tuning. As I said to Dawn, we are in the coming up to the worst part of the year to be running a solar rig. So that wasn't intentional, but it's not a bad thing by design, because it means that by the time we get through winter, we'll have a clear idea of worst case scenario, and those kind of factors will allow us to better scale and size what we're going to do for when the kids start to come down after we get rid of selling a higher place. So all these things for a reason, and you take advantage of it where they are. And the dog was going a bit mental this morning, so I'm just going to go for a roam. All right, Sunday topic. Well, quite honestly, I slept in again, and I haven't really kind of been thinking too much about anything so far this morning. I haven't even had my first cup of coffee yet, so that is definitely a thing. Wow, there's actually a lot of rain has kind of sparked quite a bit of greenery around the place. Kind of nice. I'm just going to go over and have a look at our quote-unquote seasonal stream. And I'm not going to see much in this because there just really has not been any real water of consequence to, excuse me, the angles. I'm just dodging spider webs and things without trying to disrupt too much. So behind me you can probably see the trailer and the shed there, and over this way is the road, and can't really see it, but basically I'm about to go standing in the stream. Oh no, I'm in the middle of the stream. All right, I'm in the stream. So this meanders in behind our hill, starts up there and runs all the way around. It's a long water course technically. Does start on our property, which is kind of nice, and but it doesn't come from a spring or anything. It's all totally based on rainfall. So at some stage we may want to put some ponds. I've already considered putting one higher up, so that it can capture water and we can actually get a bit more gravity control. But again, we're in Tennessee, you've got to watch out for water rights and all that stuff. So we're considerate of that. I'm not going to go gouging holes and digging things without those sorts of considerations. But anyway, the stream is relatively close to where the home site is, but I don't think that's an issue. We're not going to get flooded out. because this actually runs across the road and kind of drops down into the next neighbours. But anyway, there's a lot of detritus and saplings and stuff here. So back in behind me, where the shed is, kind of in focus there, that area there, that's going to get cleared out. That's where we're going to put our first raised beds, because we did straw bale gardening up in Ohio fairly successfully, and we're probably going to do the same thing here, slightly differently. But the plan is effectively to encase our straw bales, and then we'll just let them break down over time and add compost as we need to, and effectively build them up from there. But to start with our straw bale gardening, it's just easier. Take that back. Easier is a relative term. It's a type of gardening that we've had great success with, and so therefore we are familiar with the pros and the cons. The other side of it is that we're still, a couple of years out from, just going to go up this way, we're still a couple of years out from really, getting on with the stuff that we want to get on with longer term. And I say a couple of years in that, we'll be working on all this other stuff. But in the meantime, we want to be able to grow some food, and we want to be able to start working on, pasture and, other things as well. So, yeah, it's just a process. And what the flippin' heck, in the middle of nowhere, and no idea how this got here, you find the weirdest trash. Hunting trash. Wow. I'm assuming it's hunting trash or camping trash. Odor control. Could be anything. Control freak. Dominate. Odor. Yeah, probably someone trying to scent their odor. So Kira has been rampaging up this hill in the mornings, chasing a friend of some kind. We've had a few deer down here already, and if I look around here, I can actually see there is a bit of a trail of sorts coming down. I don't know whether that's the dog basically made the trail or not. Anyway, we'll see. So this is getting up, so I'm gonna call this and start heading back. Wander up here later. But the where was I? Raised beds. Okay, so yeah, raised beds, straw bales, gardening is something we'll be looking at. We're coming into winter, so fall and then winter. So anything that we're doing at the moment is obviously not going to generate anything until next year. So when we come into spring, and we knew that. Oh God, these ferns are so awesome. I wish there were more of them. I'm not sure if I can get these on the phone on this angle. No. My selfie stick knows no bounds, knows plenty of bounds, I should say. Anyway, that's fine. I'll grab some photos of those later. I just love ferns. Lots of them growing on the floor canopy. Watch out for those. I don't want to disturb those if I can help it. New Zealand is just like, outdoors is just full of ferns, and it's just gorgeous. So anyway, straw bales, yeah. So the only thing I want to mention is that we're going to be digging a lot more holes for fence posts and for putting things in, like the composting is going to get built out very soon, and the first one, and we're probably going to build out the or at least look to build the initial frames for the straw bales, though contemplating some of those maybe possibly less expensive tin planters. We'll have to look at those. We'll see whether we build those or whether it just may be more expedient and less expensive just to purchase something that's pre-built. Price of lumber at the moment, but new tools will be coming. We have a lot of holes to dig, and an auger is just going to make that easier. We hand dug the mailbox hole, and it was challenging to say the least. When you get down to the clay level here, it's clay, all right. I thought the clay in Ohio was bad for just sheer density, but nope, I was wrong. And I have dug a grave for a ruminant for one of our sheep who passed in winter, or close to winter, and in clay. So I think I've got my you're qualified to understand what clay is credentials. Just toss that down there for now. So an auger for fence posts, fence post holes, and any other holes that we need to dig. We can rent one. They're not super expensive to rent, but the other side of the formula is we really have so many fence posts that we're going to be putting up that given the relatively inexpensive nature of a small auger, fence post sized auger, not like a huge, and by fence posts I mean not the big huge flipping corner posts, but that'll do those. Getting a smaller auger is I think the way to go, because we can just pick up and use it. We don't have to go and do anything else. And the other one, of course, is dealing with a lot of this stuff, the loosey-goosey and lighter parts of this, along with other stuff that we're going to get from thinning out the forest. Means we're probably going to invest in a mulcher, because we will be using a lot of mulch. The stuff is sitting around. Ideally, we don't really want to burn it. There are fire risks and stuff, unless we have a purpose for burning it, because we're going to be using the ash or adding the ash to and change alkaline levels or those sorts of things. So those are probably two new things we will probably add sooner rather than later to our tool set. And again, yes, I know you can rent a mulcher, but if it's a nice day or the temperature's good and we want to go out and do it, we don't want to be dicking about with running up the road and sorting something out and blah 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 blah. So I don't consider these to be one and done type tools. These are tools that are actually going to get a lot of use. So we will definitely get our money's worth on those around here. That is all I have to say. I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee and wash my hands and get on with Sunday. Hope you have a great one. Kia ora. Take care. Bye.